Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ben, and with me today I've got David.
What's up, guys?
This is a new channel that we're both starting. We're gonna do some fun challenges on it, maybe do some co-op playthroughs of different games. But today's video, we're in Need for Speed Heat. David and I have been playing this game for a quite a while, as you can see in the top corner. Uh, I think all of our cars are like 400 plus. We're both level 50 rep. David's got, I think, like twice the money that I do, but I think I built like two or three more cars than he did. So that's where my money was drained. Anyway, that's kind of the premise of this video because we went and we collected some money. We're going to go to the dealership. We're going to buy a car that's around the $200,000 price point. So as long as the rule is, as long as it's got a two in front of it, even if it's like 298,000, it still counts as a $200,000 car. Because that way we gives us a little bit more variety. Um, I think there's like five or six cars. We're going to pick the car that we want. We're going to come back to the garage, put as many parts as we can on it, and then we're going to also customize the car and have like a little judgment based on looks. After we're done outfitting the cars, we're gonna do three races. Best out of three wins this little challenge, and we'll give a little bit of points for the looks too. But it's probably mostly gonna be about the races. So yeah, that's it. We're going to uh, mute ourselves, and we'll each walk you through our little uh, our kind of thoughts on how we're going to pick the car and how we're going to outfit the car, and then we'll see who the actual who built the best car for this session.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I was looking last time we were playing, and I think I found the car that I want to buy. It's the Porsche 911. It's got the best starting rating out of all the cars that you can buy in the $200,000 range in the dealership. Can you let me? I don't want to go to you. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna go for should be the Porsche 911. Here we go, Porsche 911 GTS. If I'm spying this out right, then 313 is the best rating. Yeah, out of all the cars that you can buy in the $200,000 range. So we're gonna buy this. It's only $250,000, which isn't terrible considering. And then we are going to go ahead and get ourselves over to the dealership. And hopefully we've got enough money to put all the good parts on it. I don't know if I'm going to have to swap the engine out or not, but we will see. So can we put... I think we can go ahead and just put the Ultimate Plus parts on it. How much is an engine swap? Well, I don't need to do one. It looks like it's already got the best engine on it. So... Oh, well. This one is a little better, 1239. But I guess this would be the best one, wouldn't it? 574, is that enough? I guess we'll find out. We're just gonna have to go for it. I think I'll have enough to outfit it. So beyond, like, the turbo, there really isn't a whole lot of thinking as to what you want to do with these parts. I think the dual turbocharger is going to be the best. Okay, so now we can customize. Can't actually do a whole lot on this car, can I? I guess we're going to have to just see what good paints and wraps there are. Ooh, I actually like this a lot. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can get those rims. Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot of customization that I can do. Which might be a little bit of a downfall for this car, but Oh well. Let's do this green underglow, yeah. Yeah, that's a standby. I gotta get that one. Alright. There's my Porsche 911.
Okay, guys. So, the premise for this particular challenge is to go to the dealership and select a car in the $200,000 range, and we are going to compete and race. We also are going to take into consideration some of the looks. So we also want to make it look as good as we can. That's going to be highly subjective, I think, in opinion. But that's okay. It's all going to come down to the racing. So we agreed to stick with the $200,000 price point. So we're going from this BMW M3 here all the way up to this is the Lamborghini. I think the customization rating is just how much you can customize, what they will and will not let you change. I'm not really too concerned about that. I think where this is going to come into play, maybe the handling performance, which you can see in the kind of the middle bar here, where it's got the race, the drift, the off-road, and the on-road. The handling performance of the car, which will change based on the parts that you select. I am torn between the Hurricane Spider. That's what it was. So the Hurricane Spider and the Hurricane Performante. The reason why I'm torn between these two is they look to be about the highest potential horsepower ratings in the game for at least this class. And I'm also leaning more towards those two because I personally don't like the looks of the older Lamborghinis. This is the Diablo SV from '95. But again, that's kind of subjective. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Hurricane Spider. And we're going to go ahead and purchase this. And we can send it to the garage. And then we'll go into the settings at the garage. Obviously, the best case scenario is to just whip the highest performance parts on the car from the get-go. Assuming you have the money to do it, which we do.
Nice
There
wheels.
are potentials for engine swaps and whatnot as well. So it might be something that you have to do an engine swap to get the best options. See, that one already gets us 10 more potential horsepower. It's not kitted out stock with that much more. We actually lose 141. If you look over here on the right hand side, you see we lost 65 points on its performance rating. I think the best option might be to just leave it as it is and go from there. Either leave it as it is or use this engine as a base starting point. The base starting point, as you can see, everything is better if you switch to this engine, including your potential horsepower, which still gains 10. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Now, we can actually go into the parts, and this is where having all of our parts unlocked is going to help us do elite everything, and that is going to get you your best performance possible. This one is probably the one that you have to take into the biggest consideration. Looks like that centrifugal or the dual might be the way to go. Your turbocharger, your single turbocharger, does give you a higher horsepower rating, but you lose a little bit of acceleration. As you can see, your 0 to 60 is going from 2.2 up 2.7 to 2.1, which is up, or it's technically down 0.37. Your torque and your horsepower, torque and your top speed are saying the same. I'm going to say we're going to go for the better acceleration of the dual turbochargers, which is probably what Ben would do as well. This is where I think everything's going to make a difference. He has a very different driving style than I do, and it shows. And we'll both configure them pretty differently, I think. But I'm going to do the track suspension. Was there not a pro track suspension? Yes, there was. Why didn't I do that? That was stupid. So it cost me a little bit of money. Who cares? So now we're going to go into the body settings and whatnot. This is where I don't know how much time he spent. He's messaged me like 5 minutes ago telling me he's ready. So clearly I spent entirely too much time with the explanation of how things are going and what I think is better, if he's already done or he didn't care about certain things. I'm not entirely sure which is which. So that's my trademark. My my car 6x16. I've had that as my Xbox gamer tag 4 years. I refuse to change it. I think everything else is fine. Like, they did a good job with this car. And I don't really feel like much needs to be changed. It's a Lamborghini. They know what they're doing. I think we're going to call it at that and rejoin Ben now.
So this first race is the resort circuit. It's literally just 4 laps around this NASCAR-like track. I think this is going to give us the best idea of which car is, I don't want to say better, but that's what the other 2 races are for too. This is like the most normal race, I guess. Nothing crazy going on with it. Okay, so you bought a Lambo, alright.
I see we did not pick the same thing.
No. I'm kind of surprised
which
you
is
didn't.
good. Okay.
Is that a good MK or a bad MK?
This is a very good okay. I'm just not convinced that it is as good as you, okay. It's definitely a car that can hold the lines on this track. Something that other cars that we have built has had trouble with.
Yeah, I'll say.
So
this one's doing pretty good holding the line too.
Like, I haven't even had to try to like drift around most of these turns. If any of them.
This is actually doing very good handling the turns.
It was pretty much the same result throughout that entire race. You basically stayed the same distance apart the entire time.
I see you picked the same underglow as me though. The green one.
We both like that mint. I thought that might happen.
The only bad thing about this car is I was not able to customize it as much as I would have liked to. I could change the rims, and I could change the paint job, and like the window tint, but that was about it.
Yeah, that was something I went into a little bit of detail as far as explanation. How we both felt the customization rating was going to be a bigger factor than like the performance rating.
Yeah. I kind of figured we would both probably end up with 400 plus cars, especially with the $200,000 range and the fact that we've both got all of the ultimate parts. So
I'm curious. Do you remember how much that engine swap cost you?
it was like it was almost 600, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was
it
only
quite a bit.
450 something. And I thought that was going to be high.
Mine had all of the ultimate, not ultimate plus, but ultimate parts put on it already. So that's probably a good majority of the reason why.
I was debating heavily on whether or not to do it because in this particular car, the highest potential advantage was only 10 points higher, or the potential horsepower anyway, 10 points higher than what it came with.
Really? For that $400,000 engine swap?
It only
Wow.
went up 10 horsepower. It's like it went from like 1229 to 1239.
I don't know. I feel like with this game, as long as you're maxing out the sliders and maxing out the rating, you're gonna get a good race car no matter what. It's harder to figure out the other classes of like the daytime, like the I know you were having trouble with the off-road at first and the drifting at first. Well, not so much the drifting, but definitely the off-road you were having issues with because you were still more focused on the rating, which in this game I think the only thing that matters to the rating is the race potential and not the off-road potential. I wish if there was one thing that I wish that you could like change, or they would change about this game, it's how you'd like rate cars. I wish you could designate the car that you're building as like a race car or a drift car, and it would like change the way that it rates the car accordingly, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the things I also explained. I said I think Ben is going to agree with me when I say this too. We both agree that the customization rating makes more sense as far as what you can customize, but the performance rating is absolute trash. It's a useless metric.
Yeah. Realistically, as long as you pick a car with a good starting output, like I did, you're gonna do just fine. Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh, I just beat you out. Oh,
Did you? Mine still said first.
didn't? Nope, I
Yeah.
got first. So the final race is going to be a nighttime race, which, considering we don't have any heat, probably won't make very much of a difference, except for the fact that there's going to be traffic during the race now, which could help David out as far as the driving goes. But
I was torn between the Performante and the Spider.
so you didn't even consider the Porsche at all.
The Porsche? No, absolutely not. Wasn't even in the contention.
That's interesting. I'm honestly kind of surprised that you didn't look at that. That was pretty much my only consideration for building this car. I wish that it had a better customization rating, because I mean I like the way the car looks, but I would love to be able to change out more parts on it and make it my Porsche rather than just a Porsche, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I did with my with Herbie, my Dune buggy.
Yeah, I went into explanation on that as well. And there's a reason why it took me like 10 minutes longer than you. I was too busy chatting.
I was gonna ask you. I remember the challenge for this race, for the black market thing, was to not hit the opponent. Did you even see the guy when you were doing this race?
After
Because
the starting line, no, because it
I
put him
have-
in second, which was weird.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah, I
God.
have to say.
Well,
oh my lord.
I appreciate that game.
I don't know what happened there. Are you okay?
we got to that tunnel at the same time, and you squeezed me out. So
I didn't
no,
even get
I'm not
in.
okay. No, but yeah, after the starting line, I never saw him again.
Nope.
I
Yeah,
was
same.
well ahead of that poor guy.
I don't think I even
not
saw
gonna let this
him.
happen again.
Whoa, my God.
Oh no! Did you get hung up on something?
You know those things that show, like the signs that show what place the racer is in?
Yeah.
Like the large sign? I smacked myself right into that.
Whoops.
So it hurt just a little bit, but I'm actually okay, considering.
Well, it definitely didn't set you as behind as my incident set me behind.
Yeah, I'll say. Oop! Ouch! Ouch! Yeah, but bumping into like 7 cars might.
So it was a little bit of a challenge to get past him. And I didn't get past those guys.
As I see.
Oh Lord.
Woo! Well, I think it's safe to say that even in spite of of screwing this one up a little bit, I won it, and I won the other 2. So I think we can safely say that the looks category has gone to you because I was not able to transform this thing at all. So
Yeah, that was one of the considerations I took.
yeah. I should have taken it more into consideration, but we can give you that category since I won all 3 races.
Alright. I want to know what stats you got.
Okay.
Because I feel like they're really competitively placed.
So I'll go with the regular ones first. My power is 8.8. My high
Got
speed,
me by 0.1.
my high speed, acceleration, and nitrous are all 10.
You 8.7 and 10 across the board.
Okay.
So they're like neck and neck.
My current horsepower is 1200.
Same.
My potential is 1229.
Well, 39.
My 0 to 60 is 1.9.
1.93.
My max torque is 784.
777.
And my top speed is 234.
235. So you're a little bit more power, but that's it.
That makes no sense considering what we just saw. Because in the first one, I definitely beat you. In the second one, it was close. All of them should have been more like the second race. Because realistically, we have
The second race was a tie.
Effectively, yeah.
Effectively, it's a tie. 0.006.
So almost nothing.
Yeah. The second one was a tie.
Within the margin of error, I'd say.
Well, before we go, I want to know one thing.
What?
Based on the car that you have purchased and the looks you were able to achieve and the performance you were able to achieve, are you satisfied? Would you keep it?
Based on the performance, I would say so. Based on the looks, it's okay. I made it look as good as I could considering how little I was able to change, but it's hard to say. I think if it came down to it, if it was between selling this car and not having enough money to buy parts for another car that I liked better, I would probably sell this car.
Okay.
What about you?